Hello everyone, I am Mr. Snehal Nandakumar and my today's topic is respiratory system. Now, what is respiration? Respiration, it is the process by which it inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide. Now, from where these products come? See, the oxygen which we have inhaled, it goes in the tissues and there it brings about the oxidation of the food components. And after the oxidation, energy is released and CO2 is released as a byproduct. Then this CO2 via blood it comes to our lungs and it is exhaled out. Okay. Now our respiratory system it is divided into two parts. First is upper respiratory system, second is lower respiratory system. The respiratory system which is above chest cavity it is known as upper and which is below chest cavity it is lower. Now, so our upper respiratory system it includes our nose, larynx, pharynx and sinuses. And a lower respiratory system it includes trachea, bronchi, alveolus and lungs. Now let us discuss each one of it in detail. First, nose. See, our nose it has presence of the mucus and also the hairs. The function of this mucus and hairs is to filter the air. The air which we are inhaling it contains dust particles, pathogens, bacteria. So these particles they are filtered by the mucus and the hairs which are present in our nose, and then it is passed to the latent parts. Okay. Now the after nose it goes there is a pharynx, right? The pharynx it is a common passage for our food as well as for our air. Now when we swallow the food it should not enter the vein pipe, that is trachea, hence there is a presence of epiglottis. Epiglottis, it is a flap-like structure which closes when we swallow the food. Okay. Now after pharynx we are having larynx. Larynx it is a voice box. It has the presence of vocal cords. And then below it is trachea. Trachea it is a tube-like structure which is responsible for transporting the gas to the lungs. Okay. Now this trachea, it has the presence of C-shaped cartilage. This cartilage and it has pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium. These cells that is the secondary filtration of the air we are breathing in. Now eventually the air passes through trachea to the bronchus. Now what is bronchus? It is nothing but the division of trachea. The trachea it is divided into two parts. First is left bronchi and right bronchi. Okay. And this bronchi they are further divided into primary bronchi, secondary, tertiary, etc. Now after division the air via trachea it passes to the bronchi and via bronchi it passes to the alveoli. And this alveoli in alveoli they are present inside the lungs. Okay. Now lungs they are the main organ of our respiratory system. These lungs they are pyramid shaped and they are present in pairs. Okay. See, we are having left lung and right lung. Now the right side lobe of our lung it is 3 lobed, whereas the left side it is 2 lobed. Why? Because our heart is present in our left side, and in order to make the space for heart, the lung which is present in the left side it is 2 lobed, whereas which is in the right side it is 3 lobe structure. Okay. Now in the lungs the alveoli they are surrounded by blood capillaries. Okay. Now these blood capillaries they play important role in the exchange of gases. Okay. So this was all the structure of our respiratory system. Now let's study its physiology, its functions. Okay. Now when we breathe the air it passes by from nose to our pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, alveolus and in the lungs. Okay. Now from lungs this is a respiration. And now how does the oxidation takes place and the byproduct how they are transferred? It is how exchange of gases occurs that will see. For the exchange of gases it occurs via the process called as diffusion. Diffusion it is nothing but the transport of solute molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. Now see, in the alveoli there is presence of higher concentration of oxygen because we are inhaling oxygen, and from from these alveoli, the oxygen it gets transferred to the capillaries. Because in the capillaries, the amount of oxygen is low. So the oxygen is transported from alveoli to the blood capillaries, that is from the higher concentration of oxygen to the lower concentration of oxygen. These blood capillaries, they transfer this blood to the heart, and heart pumps all this blood to the body parts. Then in the body parts there are various cells and tissues which perform the process of oxidation of food via glycolysis, TCA and electronic transport chain. Now in the glycolysis we know there is a pyruvate, further the metabolism occurs and the byproduct CO2 is released. Now this carbon dioxide from the tissues it comes in the blood, and from the blood it comes to the heart. From heart it comes to our lungs, right, in the capillaries. Now in the capillaries the amount of carbon dioxide is more, and in the alveoli it is less. So the carbon dioxide from blood capillaries it is transferred to our alveoli. That is, from higher concentration of CO2 to lower concentration of CO2, the diffusion of carbon dioxide takes place. So in this way there is a diffusion of gases between alveoli and from capillaries, right? So this process it is called as exchange of gases, right? So in this way our respiration system works. So there are various common disorders of respiratory system. So it is like common cold, pneumonia, then asthma. These are very common disorders which are related to our respiratory system. See, for example, the pneumonia, it can be viral or bacterial. In case of virus, it is caused by influenza virus, and in case of bacterial infection, it is caused by Streptococcus pneumonia. So these are various lung infections, or we can say the disorders which are related to our respiratory system. So thank you.